Welcome to Paranormal Gateway ParaTalk. I am your co-host Scott Wise, and Teresa, the other co-host, was unable to make it for tonight's episode. Tonight's episode, we have a very special guest, Josh Hurd. Josh is the paranormal author, lecturer, filmmaker, narrator, and investigator. Josh has loved all things paranormal since his first encounters he had when just entering adolescence. Josh has written 6 books and done 17 documentary films over the past few years. Josh is also a co-owner of the Malvern Manor in Malvern, Iowa, where he gives tours and does special events. He has been featured on TLC, Travel Channel, Destination America, Discovery Channel, Discovery Plus. Josh is also a member of the G Crew show with co-hosts Nick Groff, Chad Lindberg, and Johnny Hauser. Josh will join us from vacation at Malvern Manor tonight. So without further ado, let's welcome Josh to the show. There you go. There he is.
What's up? How we doing?
Yeah, all right. You're all right.
Good.
How's the weather in there?
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's chilly over here.
Yeah, it's bitter here too, Ohio. So
yeah. It's not fun, man. I'm really looking forward to like spring. You know what I mean? This sucks. But
yeah, we were talking earlier before the show about we hope something happens while we're doing the show.
Absolutely.
See on location.
Yeah, it'd be cool, right?
Oh yeah.
We hear like some disembodied scream coming from the background. Yeah.
Not nice. Are you sure that's not a green screen behind you?
I wish it was a green screen. No, it's very real. Yeah. It's real vinyl, I should say. It's just real vinyl. Yeah.
Well, it'd be how the green goes back there if it was. So.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Oh my gosh. That's good stuff.
So I want to ask you, so about your early years when you had your first experience. Do you like to talk about that, or is that something you don't? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so I was probably like in, I think 6th grade, like 6th or 7th grade. So I was pretty young, 13 years old, probably. I had just lost an uncle. He passed away. I mean, he was only like 31 years old.
Oh.
And so, I mean, he was quite young, but he died of AIDS. And I was just kind of at that age where I was just now finally starting to understand like the finality of death. And the fact that he just wasn't coming back. Right. And specifically surrounding his funeral and the days kind of leading up to and just after his funeral, very odd things were happening. To me, to the family, just very odd things. And this was something like we never really talked about the paranormal or anything like that. And it was those experiences that really made me start to say, okay, something else is going on here. Something else that's like bigger than us is happening. Whether we're privy to any of that or not, something is going on. And that's really when I started to like dive into the works of Hans Holzer and Ed Lorraine Warren and all of the case files and all that fun stuff. And like being like 13 years old and reading parapsychological studies is kind of bonkers, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it was fascinating and it kind of set me on this path to trying to find some of those answers, you know? So, I mean, that's really like what got me started in all of this. And I haven't looked back since.
That's how I was on here too. Just get a book and read on it. And that's how I ended up getting into it too. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's something that, you know, we all need to do, right? Like, you know, read more, study more, and figure out how people that came before us were going about all this crazy stuff, right? And then try to expand on that, you know?
There's always something to learn. So
exactly. So, yeah.
Where's your opinion or their opinion? You know, that's something you decide yourself going, you know?
Yeah, and that's kind of the beauty of the paranormal, right? Is nobody is right and nobody is wrong. You know what I mean? It's like nobody has a definitive answer, and that's what makes this so cool is we're able to collectively explore and kind of bounce ideas off of one another and all of that fun stuff. I that's what I absolutely adore about the paranormal, is the fact that we don't know. That's some of like my favorite stories or movies, or the cliffhangers, right? The things are, you're just like, it's kind of open-ended and you're like, oh dang it, like now what? And you kind of have to put that crossword puzzle together yourself. And that's kind of what this is. It's a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, like there's a lot of movies out there too, and you read the book and you go to theaters and you're like,
Yeah.
Whatever,
Right.
you get a word from the mouth from somebody in a book and reading it. We just hear things that happen, and then go to the movie theaters, and it's better to read the book too, or before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do the exact same thing, or tried to anyway. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about a little history?
I love history. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. Or tell us about your manor.
Yes. So Malvern Manor is a pretty interesting building. No lie here. So we know the structure itself is right at 10,000 square feet. So I mean, it's fairly large. Now we also know that the building itself was constructed in 1869, and it was the fourth structure that was built in town. So literally the town is kind of popping up around this monstrosity of a building, right? Now, primarily back in those days, its main function was a hotel. Now, I will say it was a very multi-purpose building, being so large. Weddings have been held here. Funerals have been held here. So again, it's very multi-purpose, but primarily its function was a hotel. Mainly it was servicing the railroad, which was just a couple hundred yards out the front door, right? So people coming and going all the time. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, people coming and going all the time. That main room, when you first walk into that front door right there, is a large wooden, beautiful room. And it also kind of doubled as the reception area / gentleman's parlor, where the guys would sit around and they'd sip their whiskey and smoke their stogies and God knows what else. The one gentleman who actually constructed the place is just who we affectionately refer to as the captain. Now, his name was Isaac Cullers, Captain Isaac Cullers. Really one of the first people in the area, kind of settling and all of that fun stuff, and really made his mark on the community. And a lot of people claim to run into him up on the second floor, which, is interesting in and of itself. He's kind of a grumpy old cuss, if I do say so myself, but I'm fairly confident that the good captain isn't too cool with what we're doing here. I will say that. But regardless, interesting. Now, we do know the building itself then ran as a hotel all the way up until the 1950s. So it had a really good run. At that time, it kind of takes an odd turn. It becomes what we would consider to be like a nursing home type of setting, right? Now, sadly, the nursing home doesn't last very long, only a couple decades, really. And in the 1970s, they were shut down by the state of Iowa because the hallways weren't wide enough to support transporting patients properly.
Oh, okay.
And so this is where like history becomes the most fascinating for geeks and nerds like me, and that is where it becomes the group home. And the group home is servicing any form of mental disorder you could possibly imagine. Now, what they deemed a mental disorder back then was quite different than what we do now. So their clientele here was vast. I mean, literally talking things that we see every single day, right? People with drug and alcohol abuse, people with Down syndrome, very common type things. And then, of course, you have people on the opposite side of the coin, people with DID or multiple personalities, schizophrenics, even murderers are housed here. So it's a very eclectic group of people coexisting together under the same roof. And it ran as such all the way up until 2005. So it wasn't that long ago. And everything was still in full swing in this building. And of course, ever since we first stepped foot into the building, we haven't touched anything. Now, like the rooms themselves are exactly the way they were when we first walked into there. So you guys, when you come here, you will experience this building the exact same way that I first did. Which to me adds a little bit more to the integrity of the place, right? From an investigative standpoint. So yeah, I mean, we keep the building obviously as structurally sound as possible without touching the guts of the place. It was like 2 years ago, I think, or a year ago, maybe. I don't even know at this point. Everything in the last 3 years has been kind of a blur, but we had to replace the roof. You know what I mean? Like it was leaking in certain areas, and obviously we can't have that. Because I mean, as spooky and as weird as this is, like we still want people to be safe when they're investigating. You know what I mean? We certainly don't want anybody to succumb to anything like that, you know, like black mold or anything like that. We don't need that crap. So yeah. But I mean, in a nutshell, you know, that's kind of the broad stroke version of history of the place, you know.
That's cool. So, is there any plans to add on or do other renovations around the spot, or just?
Well, yes and no. So, as far as the Structure itself, we're not going to do anything else. Certainly nothing grandiose, right? Just behind where I'm sitting right now, just on the outside of the building, there is a trailer house that it came with the property, right? So we own that as well. And actually, it's interesting because back in the day, the lady that ran the group home, she loved the place so much that trailer house was her home. So she could be here literally at the drop of a hat if they needed her. She loved the place that much that she put her house 3 feet away from this place. And obviously, like that place is run down for the most part. You know, it's pretty grimy and gritty and nasty in there. But what we want to do is we want to take that trailer house and we want to redo it. We want to obviously completely gut it, add another bathroom, a shower, a few beds, things like that, just whatever. A really large area and section for the investigator. So they can come, they can bring.
I was just thinking about that, have an area for.
Yep, exactly. So like monitors and everything like that.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yes, so they can take themselves out of the equation and still observe what's going on in the building if they so chose. You know, if they wanted to do that. So yeah, but that would be really cool.
That's taking care of all square footage inside too.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and be able to like monitor that in some way.
Oh yeah. But
yeah, so I mean that's kind of on the to-do list. We don't know when that's actually going to happen, but hopefully soon we'll see, you know.
Right.
Everything's up in the air all the time. Oh my gosh, I love it.
That's some of the documentary films and stuff we did over the past years.
Yeah.
Were they all Malvern Manor or were they different documentaries?
Well, so yeah, like for the most part, I try to stay out of Malvern Manor, really.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, you know, I'm
here all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like it feels like you're just going to work, right?
No, if you enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. It's different though, right? So it's but I will say this, like it's interesting to me because the first documentary film I ever did, my God, it was like 8 years ago at this point, and we were slated to film in Malvern, Iowa, and we were at this place called the Classic Cafe. And the Classic Cafe is, I mean, they have their own slew of paranormal happenings, right? And they were kind enough to say, bring your equipment, bring your team, whatever. You can film your stuff, whatever, right? So that's awesome. We show up. It's a Friday night. And I didn't realize that there's a bar that's attached to the Classic Cafe. So with it being a Friday night, apparently it was a pretty rough week for a lot of people because they were being quite loud. And fairly obnoxious, but I mean, with noise contamination, obviously we couldn't investigate, right? We couldn't do anything. So I walked outside and I was smoking a what I call my angry cigarette, right? Because I'm just pissed because I'm like, night one of filming, my first documentary film is just shot. It's gone.
Right.
It's done. And there was a gentleman who was standing outside in like a little beer garden area that they had established. And he just goes, "Hey, dude, what's with all the cameras?" And my heart sank a little bit. I was like, oh, crap. I'm like, this guy's either going to think this is really cool or he's going to think that I'm caca duty crap crazy, right? So I was like, okay, man. I told him what we were doing, and he's like, "Oh man, that's pretty interesting." He goes, I don't believe in this stuff. However, he's like, I have this place and a lot of weird things happen. I certainly can't explain it away. Again, I don't believe in this stuff, but I certainly can't, explain it away. So he was telling me the history of the place, basically that broad stroke version of what I just told you. And I'm like, this place sounds like way too good to be true. Where is it? He's like, it's right there across the street. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you and I just became best friends. You know what I mean? So,
Down with Canada there.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So it was so cool. Like, he was nice enough to say, like, there's a place, go ahead, cruise in there, do your thing, right? We had experienced more in the first 2 hours of being in this building than we had the last 2 years of filming and all this stuff. Like, it was very impressive. So it was very, very noteworthy to me. But I told him, I was like, dude, I don't think you understand like what you have here, right? Like, and I told him like what people do. I mean, there are locations around the country, around the world, even that people will go and they'll investigate, and the next group comes in the next night or whatever. I'm like, this is a thing, and he had no idea, So I mean, luckily we were able to then, open the doors to this place, share it with the paranormal community. He then got another job, had to jump ship and take off. We swooped right in and got the place to continue to really keep this place going. Just super interesting stuff, man. Like, honestly, it really is. And I mean, ever since then, it's become just like a fascination, an obsession. You always want to know what really happened here. You want to put those puzzle pieces together in some way, shape, or form. And it's become quite the labor of love, really. It really has. So,
yeah.
Like, I'm fairly confident when I die, I'll probably be here. Most likely. So, yeah.
I started back in 2009, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was with the same group for 8 years. And we did a lot of places. I mean, we did a lot of residentials.
Oh, yeah.
We did a lot of well-known ones. We did prisons. We did hotels. We did a whole bunch of stuff.
I love that stuff.
Now, right now, we're going to 3 or 4 a year. Now we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm in Ohio.
Right.
And my co-host right now is in Indiana. She's moving to South Carolina soon.
Oh,
and
wow.
my original group where I lived before, where I'm from, is Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow, man.
So we try to do different places. Now we're going back in, I think in June. I guess we're going back to, June. We're going back to Post Town.
I love Post Town.
Yeah, we were there like 6 months ago. We're back because we got a lot of awesome stuff in there.
I love that building, man.
I should put a video up for you. Got sent to you there, but we.
Yeah.
No, you were obviously you were there.
Absolutely.
The gymnasium where they had basketballs and stuff laying around.
Yes.
Well, they had a wheelchair in there, and we did all our setting up and everything down in our base area. That we did lunchroom, was where we set up our base, basically, and stuff out.
Wow.
But when you're done setting up the final walkthrough before starting, and my friend Don went in the gymnasium, and we had put a basketball on this chair. Now it's one of those old wheelchairs they had. We had like the leather bucket they sit in
Oh yeah.
down, and he put a
Sure.
basketball in there. Now, even those basketballs, man, literally really inflated. I mean, they're more deflated than inflated.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, he walked back there, came downstairs, and we're sitting, getting our gear ready to go. And he goes up to me and Bill, my other investigator friend,
Mhm.
and he goes, "Did you guys take the basketball off the chair?" He goes, "No, we didn't do that."
Right.
And he goes, "Yeah, for shit, you had to." I'm like,
Right.
we're up there. So he ran it up, came back, and he played his footage. We caught that ball flying off a chair
Oh snap.
and rolled across the floor.
Oh yeah, buddy. I love that.
I got the video. I don't know if I have it or not.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah. I tell me, oh, you're just on my paranormal experience, weren't you?
I was. Yes.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, oh, cool. So,
Yeah, buddy.
yeah,
Absolutely.
That was awesome to see that.
Yeah. Good bunch of people. Good group of peeps. I like them.
Yeah, I have to say that video. I still have ready for you. I forgot to bring it up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those guys are fun too.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Well, right, you're really busy right now. Do you got any projects coming up?
I do indeed. I do indeed.
Evil laugh.
Oh God. Yeah, evil. Like it's almost masochistic at this point because I just like keep doing this shit to myself. But it's like right now I'm currently like doing an audiobook and so I've got this audiobooks are complete and then another couple audiobooks to do before the end of the year is up and all of that fun jazz. But there's a couple film projects that are coming up that are really, really cool. That I'm lucky enough to be a part of. Things that are going to be, I mean, really, really big. And I wish I could even talk about them, which I can't yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, really cool things are coming. That is for sure. Really big things are coming. And so, yeah. And I mean, always doing all sorts of fun stuff. I'll have a couple other documentaries, not of my own. My friend Steve Shippey, who is in Michigan. I was a part of a couple different documentaries that he did and is putting together for the Haunted Saginaw series. And so I believe he's going to be releasing one of them for sure in October. And so I'm always ecstatic to see all of his work. You know, I'm a big fan of his. So, yeah. So, I mean, good things are happening. Good things are coming. That's for sure. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It should be fun.
About investigation coming up.
Investigation. So, well, I'm not sure. It's always kind of up in the air, right? And so I've been like a couple different people have reached out to me asking if I would assist and help with their team on residential cases. And I love helping people, you know? And so I'm all about that. I don't know when those are happening, but sometime I would assume soon. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, always excited to get into a residential type of a case and just debunk everything or try to help in some way, shape, or form. Just get them some form of an answer. Just to maybe put their minds at ease a little bit. But yeah.
I know that when we first started, we had a lot of them back in the years ago. Not that much anymore. I don't know if I think it might be that people are really more to accept it now.
Definitely.
And they don't fear as much as they used to.
Isn't that crazy? Like it's crazy. Like the paranormal has now officially become something we can talk about around the water cooler at work. Whereas 20 years ago, they'd lock us up. You know what I mean? They'd be like, they'd get the straitjacket or something.
You do what? You were what?
Exactly. They'd be like, dude. Like, no. Right. Get the like pitchforks and all sorts of stuff, right? Yeah. kill that guy. And I'm telling you, it's so weird. But yeah, it's been kind of like thrust into the mainstream, right? Like you had, ghost hunters, right? And Paranormal State and then Ghost Adventures and all of these shows that kind of just thrust it right into the mainstream because more and more people started watching, and then more and more people started talking about it, and then more and more people started to investigate for themselves. And it's freaking awesome.
Well, like with me and you though, it's different because we, like others probably, were into that before Ghost Hunting came out.
Definitely. Like,
right. Are you doing the recorders that were, you know what I mean? And I was doing VHS for it.
Absolutely.
Cameras.
I have a VHS camera sitting over there. I have a giant reel-to-reel recorder as well sitting right over there. And it's amazing to me, like these, those older techniques, like they're picking up different frequencies. That's what some people don't understand. It's like digital audio versus analog audio, and they're two different frequencies. It's very, very cool stuff. But I mean, you look at some of the evidence and all of that stuff that they were getting back in the 60s, the 70s. We don't get evidence like that anymore. Why is that? I don't know. Is it because we've shifted? We've kind of shifted our focus a little bit. Now we are more digital as opposed to analog everything. I mean, things as simple as tying a bell to a doorknob. A few teams do that here. Absolutely, they do. Yeah. But not the majority. You know what I mean? Like, I love those old school techniques. I absolutely adore them.
We use all of them.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it's the fun stuff, right? But yeah, like more to your point, I grew up in a very small town. I mean, I think I had 400 people in the school total, K through 12, 400 people. Like I graduated with, I think 40 or 45 kids. Nobody knew I was into this stuff. Like nobody had a clue that I was into this stuff because I didn't want to be labeled a kook. You know what I mean? But I would sit there and I would read and I would study and I would do all of that fun stuff that I find fascinating. And I mean, just pour yourself into the book.
Those places I know that school libraries can carry it, so you had to go down to your local library or metropolitan library to get stuff to read.
Absolutely,
some of the schools would carry it.
Right. So I mean, and it's the interesting stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff. And I always encourage people to I mean, read as much as you possibly can. And just educate ourselves as much as we possibly can. I mean, ultimately, that's what's going to then ultimately define this field.
Right.
We can start to approach things from a more scientific aspect or a more scientific avenue, as opposed to just walking into a room in the dark and just being like, what the hell was that? What I mean? Like, that's it. But running experiments, running experiments. And I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I say that's the stuff that fascinates me. I love running experiments, really well thought out, proper experiments. I think ultimately that's where it's at, If we're going to definitively prove anything, that's where it's going to be. Because I mean, you and I, we could shoot something on film or whatever, and it could be the most definitive piece of evidence that we've ever seen, but nobody's going to believe it. Because they weren't standing there holding that camera,
that's what it is now because you got people who are trying to falsify evidence too. That sucks.
Bingo.
For everybody else is trying to do it and figure out what's going wrong, they screw everybody.
And that right there is going to set this field back decades. I mean, it's not going to progress this field in any way, shape, or form with any form of charlatanism at all. So we're not going to be able to go anywhere without that. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have a guy on our team in Bill. He's our tech guy.
Yeah.
And he goes to read all kind of stuff. And he builds stuff based on scientific. The stuff he comes up with. Oh my God.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I'm not smart enough to do that stuff.
I'm not either. I just like to play the toys. I don't make them.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, just show me how it works. Where's the on button, man? Let me go. Let me do this.
Hey, Bill, make me all those.
Oh my gosh. I love that stuff though. And I love it when
Yeah.
people are like, hey, we could take this really cool idea and build upon it. And then they're coming up with their own pieces of equipment. You know, it's like, this is freaking awesome.
I think that when people went out for the first time, and I already said that if you want to try it, fire team will take it out first. Don't go buying all expensive equipment and stuff.
Right.
You're not going to like it or not. You can
Yeah.
sit there 6-8 hours on some investigations.
Absolutely.
And if you're not willing to put in that and then go over your evidence and stuff, don't bother. We'll say you go with the guest if you want sometime, and that's fine. But
Yep.
that'll be the end of it. But yeah,
when I first started in college, with an actual team, right? Because I found like-minded individuals who were into the same crap that I was into in college. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, right? And so it was cool. Like I found my tribe, you know what I mean? I found my place. And
fire posse.
Exactly. And then we were able to, collectively pool our dollars because we're starving college students. Like a quarter is gold to you, it's like pooling our money together. And we went to Walmart one evening and we purchased I think it was like a $30 recorder. And it wasn't a digital recorder, mind you. It was a mini cassette. You remember the mini cassette?
Oh, yeah. It'll pop in here.
Yeah. And so like college kids were using these for lectures and things like that. It's like, well, we're not going to class. You know what I mean? We would use that to go and do like EVP sessions and things like that. And then we would all collectively, sit around and I would listen to the file. And then I would rewind the tape. I would give it off to my buddy. He would listen to that. And we would kind of compare notes and see, oh, well, I missed that. Oh, crap. I heard that too. All that fun stuff. I love that stuff, but I mean, good Lord,
back then there's no way to transfer stuff over, listen to over and over again.
No,
so you're taking notes. This is what I heard. What did you hear? This is what I heard.
Exactly, and then by the time you've listened to it, like you've damn near worn out the tape. You know what I mean? And so I remember it was when we were in college and we were so dang broke. We had an RA approach me and say, dude, this is really cool. Like what you guys are doing. Why don't you try to become an official club? I go, you can do that? Like become an official club. What's that mean? And they're like, oh, like the school will give you money as a club. And then you can use the dollars for equipment or overnight somewhere or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. Like, here we go.
We did our films. It was fun.
Oh my gosh, man. It's the best. And so we ended up doing like just hours and hours and hours of community service work and things like that. But then the college recognized us as an official club on campus and we got the funding dollars. And then we, did like overnights and got equipment and things like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun for us. But like I said, we were absolutely starving at that time. So yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. People do go out and do it now, like, if they want to. Just don't trespass. I just tell you everything now. Get people doing that, which is not good.
That's like the worst is, I talk about this often, but every once in a while you'll see like a newspaper article and it'll say ghost hunters or paranormal investigators break into a building or burn down a building. And I'm like, again, setting us back decades. It's like, you're not a paranormal investigator. You're a thrill seeker. Let's be honest. You're not a ghost hunter. You're a thrill seeker. Like, and that's fine because there's a place for that too. You know what I mean? Like that is fine. Calling us paranormal or calling them paranormal investigators doesn't look good for us. Right. And that kind of sucks, but what else are you going to call them? Right. It's it kind of sucks every once in a while, but yeah, don't trust.
That's not a reason people won't reach out for help. Too. So
yeah,
I'm sure that's it.
Yeah, definitely. And there have been numerous times where it's like I have had permission to be in a cemetery or, you know, in Iowa, especially, I don't know what it's like for other states, but in Iowa
Right.
specifically, the hours of a cemetery it goes until dark. So when
To dusk. Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So once the sun sets, you're done.
Mhm.
And it takes special permission to be there after dark. And usually that means you have to go stand in front of the city council and not sound crazy, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
and numerous times though, I have been in a cemetery after dark with permission, mind you, written consent, and you know, had the police roll up.
Oh yeah, they
You know,
will.
and they're just doing their job. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, you can't be mad at them. But yeah, so it is pretty crazy, pretty interesting though.
We
Yeah.
had that when we first started off, like 8 years ago. We got to do huge library in
Oh,
Hanover, Pennsylvania.
sure.
And we had permission from the people to do it. And
Yep.
actually, one of the people who were into it, she worked there.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a knock on the door. The police were out there.
Yep.
If she comes to the door, she was there for this and showed identification. She told them who were gonna be there, but somebody didn't give them the message. So
Uh-huh.
cops were all, what the hell?
Yep. Yeah, like what's going on? We see flashlights. We see something going on in
We had
there.
all these wires running everywhere. What are we gonna do?
It's just like they're like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah.
It's just like somebody's driving their own car at Ron's place. They jump out and run. They got your license plate there. They're gonna find out who was coming.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
On the side of our van that says that we're running away from the van to get out of there.
There it is. Yeah.
Yes. Ghost hunters.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
have.
gosh.
Oh my god, we have so much stuff we investigate. We do it seriously, and we
Yeah.
do it. We have fun because you have fun. Then
You know, it's interesting to me because like you just said, man, you got to have fun with it. You have to have fun with it. And yeah, it's weird and sometimes it's spooky and all that fun jazz, but at the same time, it's like, God, I wouldn't be doing anything else. I'd rather just, oh my God, I'd always rather be doing that, you know? And I've also found that like sometimes we've got the best evidence just sitting in a room, completely just talking to one another, just catching up or just doing
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. And it's almost like, hey, we want to be a part of the conversation too. And here comes like EVPs or knocks on the wall. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes that's the best time that we get stuff is when we're not.
I know. They pick on Teresa a lot.
Do they?
Oh God, they scared the shit out of all of them.
I love it.
I know. We were up at New York at Dan's place up at the
at the Hinsdale.
Hinsdale house.
Yeah.
We were sitting around the table just talking and stuff. And Bill wanted to replace his batteries. Just sat down, trees across the table. He was, she was, God, dude, Bill. We love her to death. We love her. She's great.
That's so great. I love it. Oh, I love it.
She calls us her boys.
Oh, that's funny. You're the boys.
They're boys.
The boys. Just being the boys.
So we're looking forward to going back up to Town College.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Be a second time. And
I love that building, man. Damn, it's cool. It's so cool. Huge. Yeah. Just huge. And
I did love Hinsdale too, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That place is awesome.
Plus, like Dan Class, he's one of the nicest dudes ever. You know what I mean? Like, I just love the guy. Love
it. We had him on too. So
yeah. Cool dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
So another thing we do, we guys probably do too. We go into vacation. The first thing we do is we'll put the recorders on.
Yep.
Because or set it up sometime or get a tour of the place. We pick up stuff too.
Absolutely.
What we do, and I guess other people wear it on the shirts and stuff.
Sure.
But we have baseball hats. We clip it to a hat.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
And then have wire on the back of our shirt. That way, it's not burned against anything or the shirt's not rubbing it. It sounds like a monster growling,
It's like, oh, it's just my stomach. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I get that. We get that a lot, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mark my stomach.
You got to do it. You got to do it. And things
Yeah,
happen like that,
because
right? Yeah.
I got some problems, so I don't eat. Basically, my investigation because I get stomach problems, anyway, so I
Sure.
won't ruin it. But yeah, I hear
Mark
it's
my
funny.
stomach.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
we had a ball.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. I love it.
I wish we all got more, but I mean, the distance we are and
Yeah.
me being able to get out, I have to do the cane when I get out, so I will, hurry to get around. But
Sure.
like I said, they help me out a lot. They help me downstairs, which is great. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love those
absolutely.
guys.
Yeah.
Definitely love those guys.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
we're close. So
That's awesome. I love that
yeah,
stuff.
yes, yeah. Like I said, it's been 8, 9 years together. So
Man,
on that.
that's cool though.
Well, the one guy that I've been together with, Don, I met
Mhm.
him in grade school.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you guys have been, thick as
yeah.
thieves for
Because
a while then. Yeah.
really grade school, and he was 2 doors down from me, I guess, on the street, and we hung out all the time.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
And now look at you guys. Yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
Still getting out there. We're
Hell yeah.
in our early 50s, so we're still doing it.
I get it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, it's fun though, man. It's
yeah,
fun.
it is. And every time you get a chance to go out there. My team now, I haven't hired. I'm still trying to get people on, so I get out more because I need something to drive.
Yeah.
And I have this one girl, Mel. She's really into it. So once the weather gets warmer, we're gonna try to get out some of those places.
It's coming right up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a few months ago, me, Teresa, and Mel
Mm-hmm.
went to Mansfield Fire
Oh
Museum.
man.
This is my fourth time going.
Wow. How is
Yeah.
that?
Oh God, I get stuff all the time out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I want to go so bad.
And it's kind of
Oh,
different. They don't charge our investigations, but they take donations. And but we always get a lot of money for it.
absolutely.
Just going to put we put a certain amount in every time, so
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Oh,
do what
man,
we do. We'll put like whatever passengers to come down there. That's what we'll put in there,
yeah.
So, but it's one level
Mm-hmm.
and it's a beautiful museum. And I
Yeah.
said we get stuff out of it all the time.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Dang. I would love to do that.
Yeah, I'll come out to Ohio.
I would love to.
I'll take it. We'll go.
I drive
Come
through
out, we'll
Ohio
go.
all the time. I drive through Ohio all the time.
Well, let me know you're coming out.
I will.
If you do, I'll be able to get a Friday night for us.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Right.
I would love that. I will absolutely let you know next time I'm able to cruise through.
Yeah, that's awesome. But
Yeah. And Ohio is perfect. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff out here too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. Because I was just, oh God, it was only a couple months ago. I drove through Ohio on the way to Pennsylvania and then New York, and then back again. Just like, just completely dead and tired.
Oh, we definitely set something up. If you didn't mind going, I mean, that'd be awesome.
That'd be cool, bro. That would be cool. I would love that. Yeah. So I'll definitely keep you posted.
Now, you have any shows coming up that you want to, or
As far as like, what do you mean?
paranormal events and
Yeah. Well, Christ. I mean, we have a paranormal event coming on here at the manor this coming weekend.
oh wow,
I've got
here's your advertisement.
I believe it's a gosh dang it. It's a Ghost Hunts USA event.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So and they're so cool like to work with. And they bring everything. It's so cool working with them. And we of course got a couple events coming up this spring specifically. Doing an event here called Back to the Basics, which again, like what we were just talking about, like trying to implement like old school
Oh
technique.
yeah, that'd
You
be
know,
awesome. Damn.
it should be fun. Yeah, it should be fun. And then, of course, we're going to do another event here with my buddy Chad Lindberg, Johnny Hauser, Dustin Perry's going to be here as well,
Oh, true.
and myself. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy, probably, but it should be a good time. But yeah, and I mean, just events throughout the year. Later in the year, I believe in October, I'm going to get. She was from Ghost Hunters International, Brandy Green, one of my favorite human beings on the planet. She is such a sweet lady.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get her here to do an event as well. So I
Awesome.
love that stuff. I love doing events. I love it when we can bring in those people and give people an opportunity to investigate with them. It's a lot of fun.
Old school.
Yes, exactly. And I love that stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I'm like, gosh, like they were getting some of the best evidence, period. Why don't we get that anymore? Why don't we get that anymore? We're investigating more now than if ever,
All right.
Why do they get so much cool stuff?
Yeah.
Why can't I?
I have to admit that over the years, our group did get a lot of great stuff, evidence-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that has a lot to do with how you go into a place and we're together. I think that helps too because we're like one person together.
Yep.
And that helps too. I think it helps a lot.
I think you're absolutely right. Like, I guess group dynamic, whatever you want to call it, right? Like, it's interesting to me because like I'll go grocery shopping with my wife. We'll walk up and down the aisles, we'll get our crap, we'll go home. I walk into the exact same store with my buddies and things are flying off the shelves. The lights are flickering on above us. It's like, what the hell is happening here? It's like, I think we might just be like some haunted mamma jammas here. You know what I mean? Like,
also, we think like through the years, each of us have actually been more aware of our surroundings and they're more open to it.
Absolutely.
And now walking in a place now, I think I feel more emotional to the area now.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
To it. And I think I've grown there just the last few years. Mm-hmm. It wasn't something I had like 4 or 5 years ago.
Do you think that's something more like more of like the empathetic type of side then of you that may be like spiritually growing? You know what I mean? Like you're manifesting that.
I think it started before that because I know that back in the beginning, I used to susceptible EMF. I mean, I can really feel EMF.
Absolutely.
And the first time I found it out is we were an investigation of a residential case. Mm-hmm. We walked down the basement in the laundry room, and I told my friend about me, you walk back here to look at something back in this room. I said, I get back here. And so I said, well, I'll go back. I walked in the room. I threw up.
No kidding.
Because I felt sick.
Wow.
He took a reading off of the meters. It was like 5 times the normal it should be.
Holy crap.
EMF.
So highly sensitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
That, yeah.
Definitely.
So, and my friend Bill, he has that one of his EMF things, the shadow EMF.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out and he chases this.
Oh, like the what are they? Faraday cage, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He has one that shoots EMF out real far.
Oh, I see. Okay. Jeez, man.
Yeah, like, thanks, dude.
Yeah, no kidding. Thanks a lot, dude. God. Asshole.
Yeah, he did that. He did that up at Dan's place up in Hinsdale. I had all that private on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Good real.
That place, that's next level too, that Hinsdale house. That's next level haunting right there. That's good stuff. And creep-tastic history on that place.
After the show, hang on for a minute. I'll tell you what happened to me there.
Sure.
I know I posted it online for Dan's sake.
I get it. I totally get it. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, man. I love it.
Oh, God.
I love it.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I hope we got more, but I mean, with what things going on now with.
Yeah.
But if I have to, I'll go back to a fire museum again.
Heck yeah, dude! Like just any
that's like an hour and a half road from me. So
yeah. But I mean, I'm like you. Any opportunity I can get to investigate or whatever, I'm going to take it. Like,
Yeah.
why not? Just do it.
See, transportation is an issue for me. I mean, it's not safe to go there by myself,
Sure.
and I never say do that. I probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have wheels to get in nowhere.
Yeah.
Or I'd end up making my cube all the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Any chance we can get, we just got to take it. I think that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like I usually try to pick. Usually, there's a night or two in the week here at the manor that nobody's here. Nobody's investigating, and so I'll usually just kind of just come over,
hang out a little bit.
Yeah. Just got to see what's going on.
just come to hang.
I tell you what, though, this freaking week, not at all. Probably next week too. It's so cold. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like in this room or whatever, like in this main area of the building itself, it's for the most part pretty comfortable. We do have like a heater, like a furnace, I should say. But I mean, for the most part, the 98% of this building is unheated. There's no forced air or anything. It's you're either really cold or really hot. But yeah.
Well, at least I can see your breath.
Yeah, that's always a plus, right? I'm still sitting here in a coat, still like just bundled up or whatever.
With a pocket on.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It's like, geez, at least I'm not wearing gloves.
Well, you already had your muffs on.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It's like, oh, these aren't headphones; these are earmuffs, right? But yeah, man, it's crazy.
Oh man, you ready to crack up? You ready to laugh?
Yeah. Gosh dang.
Oh my god,
it's fun though. It's fun stuff.
Oh my. So, is there anything else you want to? I mean, besides you posted all your stuff, I'll put that in my comments then.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Once we get out here, I'll put all the information for them to get to your website and to contact you for investigations and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just it. Like, I mean, you guys can cruise over to like joshhurd.net. And that's pretty much like a one-stop shop. My films, my books, all that stuff. And then Malvern stuff is just right there too. So you can click on that and then
I didn't
check out the calendar and all that stuff that we got over there too.
Look, I tried to do.
Yeah.
I should have had that run the whole time.
Hey, whatever.
Had too much fun.
But yeah, that Malvern Manor.weebly, that's the manor's website or whatever. But like I said, I've just got it linked through my website as well. So yeah, wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, you guys go on there, you can check out the calendar or whatever, and then it emails me directly. So I'm kind of the dude that you have to deal with when booking or whatever. So we get you on the calendar, and that's that. So it's a lot of fun. Keeps me busy. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
All the prizes coming up.
Yeah.
Big prizes.
Right? Gosh dang it.
It's always something.
Oh, I know. It's that freaking legal crap. You know what I mean? Like, don't you say a word.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, mom's word.
Yeah, for now, and then everybody. Yeah, it's like, oh no, you're not talking enough. You're not talking enough.
Well, what surprise is done? You want to come on?
Absolutely. Yeah, awesome. I'd love that. I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yep, for sure, man. Anytime. I had a lot of fun tonight, man.
Oh, me too. It's a blast. I'll definitely keep in touch. I get you out here, to
yeah. We should definitely hang out. We should, we should get over there to that post town together. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
post town.
I'd go.
Gosh,
a lot of times it's fun because the first time you go, you can't cover a whole place.
No way. So, absolutely not. No way.
It's hard to pick and choose. I had my camera set up in the bed teacher's room.
Oh yeah,
that's how I set up it. So.
Yep. And then where was the other place? I went to Post Town, and then I kept going. Hillview Manor in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Hillview, yeah. Man, I never got there, cool but I want to go there too. That's on a bucket list.
Yeah. That place freaked me out pretty good. I will say that. Like, that place was cool, except for the fact that when you have to go to the bathroom, you have to go all the way down this long, dark hallway, and then you can use the restroom. You know what I mean? So, like, oh God, you're like, I don't know if I have to pee that bad. Like,
No, we had some places where I go outhouse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we've had that before too. So
I mean, like,
and in the cold too. So that's even worse.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Oh, I tell you, like, when we first opened up here, we didn't have any running water whatsoever, none.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of sucked, especially for female investigators. Like, they had to get fairly creative, you know, like, it was go outside or go to the gas station. Well, the gas station closes at 11 o'clock. So after 11, what do? You still got the place until noon the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a long time to hold.
And then drink all that coffee and
Exactly. It's like they're just trying to stay awake, you know. So finally we got the heat in here, and then we got the running water in the restroom. And now we even have a shower in here if people wanted to take a shower in a haunted location. Be my guests.
Yeah, let's get off the Dan's place.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. That's fun.
Oh yeah. Oh my. Well, you'll stick around for open interpretation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll talk to you about a few things and
cool.
That's a video.
Sounds good. Yep, sounds good.
All right. Let's see a few.
All right.